Behind you, we see our simulation lab. Could you discuss how the simulation lab is incorporated into the curriculum?
Well, this is one of 4 simulation labs we have right here. We've got 3 more in the suites next to us. And each one of these has a high fidelity wireless patient that we use, a patient simulator, is that adult patient simulator. And these are complete state of the art. Basically, they can do everything but walk. And they just have full, it's every single system that we investigate, you can do tests on, they can code, they can go through all type of medical conditions. You can draw blood, they can bleed, they can have a diaphragm paralysis. It's a lot of really complicated. You can amputate, simulate amputation. And so these are some really just amazing models we have here. We have the Apollos over here. We have 2 Aries and down the other room. And then in another room over here, we have the Harvey simulator, which is a total cardio. And I was just looking through everything that you can test on the Harvey, and it is truly a massive amount of just different medical conditions, clinical cardiac conditions that you can do. You can see a video here with some of our students, which are using these. And so they're intubating, they're doing everything that you would do for a real patient before you actually have to do it on a live person. And so CPR, it's just truly an impressive digital device. And like I said, completely wireless, and everything from the eyes, the dilate, they have a lot of, in this AI age, it's where I'm fascinated all the time, but these things were kind of the predecessors to the AI. And I imagine that once that gets blended in, there'll be even more. There's our Harvey unit, and that's the mat right there. Yeah. But just some really impressive state-of-the-art equipment that we use before you go and start actually working with some of our standardized patients.
Celia and Randall, from a student's perspective, what do you like most about the coursework as it relates to the simulation lab?
For the sim, it definitely incorporates everything from lecture that we've been learning throughout every unit. And it helps us kind of we're not by ourselves out in there. We go in as a team, and so it helps kind of strengthen that kind of team bonding and be able to work with others from different backgrounds and such, and different knowledge bases. And they might be able to add something that you weren't thinking of at that time. You could be able to treat a patient accordingly. And obviously, these are not real patients, so which makes it to where it's not as high stakes, but it's still a high fidelity situation that you want to be able to put yourself into, and as if it is a real patient, as if you would treat them in that way too. So that incorporation with our lecture material and the actual application of it really helps solidify those learning objectives, and helps us kind of know exactly where we're going with what we need to know.
So from our very first unit here at WAUSM, we have a sim lab, and each unit will have a case that's specific to what you're learning. So if you're learning about the heart, then it's going to be some sort of case related to that, etc. And when you're going in with that team, you're getting to have that hands-on application of what you were doing in the classroom, but in a setting that feels extremely realistic. And everyone kind of comes in with a role. There'll be a team leader for the group. And everything that you're doing on the patient, you're getting real feedback. So if you're supposed to be hearing a certain sound in their lungs, that might clue you into what medication to give. We actually give the medication through the IV. Sometimes that will help, sometimes that won't. And then you have to, think on your feet and move on and try and get to that, final part of the case where the patient starts to feel better. And you're getting that feedback as you go, and you're working with probably 5 to 6 other students. So it's a really great way to kind of tie everything together.